All right, guys, Mr. Carroll with another video here. Today we are going to be talking about how to recognize a good listener. Okay, are you a good listener? Do you think you're a good listener? Does your mom or dad or parent or guardian think that you are a good listener? Do you think that you're a good listener but you're really not a good listener? Okay, many times that's how we feel. Okay. Or that's what we think. We think we're a good listener and maybe actually we're not a good listener, okay? So I'm just going to walk you through a few different things on what does it take to be a good listener, and then how this kind of transfers to our job, okay? Because that's what we're talking about right here, career focus, how to be a good listener in our career on our job, okay? A good listener faces the speaker, looks into the speaker's eyes, okay, is relaxed but attentive, keeps an open mind, listens to the words and tries to picture what the speaker is saying. Doesn't interrupt. I know that one's a rather difficult one. Doesn't fidget. Okay, bite your nails, kind of do whatever. Maybe it's this, right? It's... Okay, you're breathing heavily, all that stuff. Okay, waits for the speaker to pause to ask clarifying questions. So not interrupting, but waiting for somebody to get done speaking. So then you can either respond, ask a question, that kind of thing. You try to feel what the speaker is feeling. Okay? You nod your head and say, yeah, okay, or summarize to the speaker how he or she is listening, okay? Or what they just said. Okay, pay attention to what isn't said. So their feelings, okay? Maybe their facial expressions, okay, or their gestures, their posture, maybe their nonverbal cues. Okay, so if I'm at my job, okay, and Mr. Fisk or Mr. Murphy comes up to me and asks me a question and says, Mr. Carroll, why haven't you paid your $15 or $20 for those balloons that you got for Valentine's Day to the balloon shop? Okay? And I say, okay, if I do that, even though I owe the 20 bucks, okay, I'm not being a good listener. I'm not being somebody who's responding. I'm not being somebody who is participating in the conversation. Okay, I'm not being somebody who's keeping an open mind. I'm not being somebody who is relaxed. I'm fidgeting. I might even actually try to interrupt Mr. Murphy and say, no, don't accuse me. Okay, so stuff like that. So really, though, what I need to do is look Mr. Murphy in the eye and say, okay, you're right. You'll have it tomorrow. That 20 bucks. You will, and then I give them a time, right? So I respond in a patient way, and all that good stuff, okay? So here's your 3 questions, okay? These are the 3 questions that you're going to email me an answer to. What is your strongest quality as a listener? What do you feel like you do well as a listener? That's one question, okay? What is your weakest quality as a listener? And then how can you become a better listener? Okay, those 3 questions. How do we become better listeners and recognize that we are actually good listeners while we're at our jobs? Because when we're at our jobs and people are talking to us, we need to listen. We need to respond. We need to be patient. Okay, that's how you become a better worker. It's how you become better on your job. It's how you build relationships with your coworkers, okay? So email me those answers to those 3 questions. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you later.